What if the most powerful spiritual teacher in history never claimed to be a god, never demanded worship, and never spoke more than was necessary? What if his greatest act of compassion was choosing silence over speculation and simplicity over doctrine? In this episode of the Noble Truth Podcast, we uncover why the Buddha taught so little, yet transformed so many, and how his silence speaks louder than 1,000 sermons. The leaves in his hand. Why the Buddha only taught what leads to liberation. One day, in a forest filled with thousands of simsapā leaves, the Buddha picked up just a few in his hand. Turning to his disciples, he asked, "Which are more, the leaves in my hand or those in the forest?" The monks answered, "The leaves in your hand are few, but those in the forest are countless." In the same way, the Buddha replied, "What I know but have not taught is vast. What I have taught is like the leaves in my hand, only what is useful, only what leads to awakening." This moment reminds us of the laser-like focus in the Buddha's teaching. He didn't indulge in metaphysical speculation or philosophical debate. He wasn't concerned with cosmic beginnings or the mechanics of the universe. He taught one thing. This is stress. This is the origin of stress. This is the cessation of stress. This is the path. Everything else, no matter how fascinating, was left untouched. Not because it was unimportant, but because it didn't help you get free. The framework, skillful action, and the Four Noble Truths. The Buddha's teaching isn't just about ideas. It's about actions. What we do, say, and think, these shape our reality. This is the principle of karma, that skillful actions bring happiness and unskillful actions bring suffering. This teaching provides the foundation for right view, and it's the beginning of wisdom. There is what is given. There are fruits and results of good and bad actions. Once we understand this, we can begin to understand suffering, not as punishment, but as a result. And from there, we can begin to change. Appropriate attention, the mind's lens to liberation. Not all questions are helpful. Some lead us in circles, others lead us home. The Buddha taught a radical concept, yoniso manasikara, appropriate attention. It means asking the kinds of questions that matter. Questions like, what am I clinging to? What causes this stress? What helps me let go? These questions lead to skills, and skills lead to awakening. This is why the Buddha rejected abstract speculation and focused on practical liberation. It's also why he taught people to drop the obsessive thought, "I am the thinker." Instead, he asked, what thought leads to freedom? The 5 dimensions of timely teaching. The Buddha's teachings were not just true and beneficial, they were timely. He always considered, is the teacher qualified? Has he practiced what he speaks? Is his life a living proof of his words? Is the teaching clear? Is it expressed in a way the listener can understand and apply? Is the listener sincere? Are they asking to understand or to argue? Is the social context considered? How can this teaching best reach the listener, regardless of class or background? Will this help or harm? Will it stir up ego or cultivate compassion? In every teaching, he weighed these factors, like a doctor prescribing not just the right medicine, but the right moment to give it. Speech as a sacred practice. The Buddha didn't speak just to speak. He said only what was. True, useful, timely. He avoided idle chatter, divisive speech, and harsh language. He used words like tools, to heal, to guide, to liberate. Even after his enlightenment, he held himself to the same standard as everyone else. Right speech. His words were part of the path, not separate from it. The doctor of the world. He saw people as patients. Some would never recover, no matter what they heard. Some would recover no matter what. But most people, most of us, needed the right teaching at the right time from someone who truly cared. So he spoke, not for fame, not for power, but because there were people who would listen and be freed. Pure teaching, pure intention. The Buddha reminded monks, don't teach to gain praise. Don't hope people will admire you. Teach so they admire the Dhamma. Let their faith rest not in your charisma, but in their own realization. May they understand, and having understood, may they practice for what is real. Equanimity in teaching. Not everyone who heard him listened, and not everyone who listened understood. Still, he remained steady, unshaken. Whether ignored, misunderstood, or embraced, he continued to teach out of compassion, not ego. A teacher must remain equanimous, mindful, and alert, whether his disciples stray or stay. This is the patience of a true guide, a lighthouse that shines, even if no one's watching. Chapter 3 reveals something profound. The Buddha's teachings weren't random truths or abstract theories. They were crafted with intention, compassion, and clarity. Every word was meant to lead someone out of suffering. Every silence was meant to avoid causing harm. He taught not for applause, but for awakening. And in that, we find not just a teacher, but a model for how to live, how to speak, and how to care. If this touched something in you, subscribe to the Noble Truth Podcast. Share your thoughts below. What part of the Buddha's teaching approach speaks to you? Let's walk this path together, with honesty, wisdom, and a heart that seeks freedom.